of years. And we really feel that here at the Vancouver Aquarium. Now, I would love to introduce you to our marine mammal trainers. So closest to me, we have Charlotte. On the far side, there is Anna. And through them, we have the opportunity to work with two pretty special Pacific white-sided dolphins. So how about we take our first look? Closest to me is Helen. On the far side is Hannah. They are both female. And that's pretty amazing, right? After a display like that, there's no doubt that they are amazing. So can we give them a welcoming round of applause? And through the years, we certainly had a chance to learn a whole lot about dolphins. But like a lot of animals in the oceans, Pacific white-sided dolphins, like these ones, well, they still remain shrouded in mystery. But with the help of researchers here at the aquarium, we're working to learn a lot more about them. And working with them is a pretty unique opportunity, because Pacific white-sided dolphins are rare to find in facilities. You can identify them by those torpedo-shaped bodies, and that distinct color pattern of the black, the gray, and then the white that runs all along their sides. They are also considered to be one of the most acrobatic species of dolphin in the entire world. I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out why that is. Now, like their name suggests, they can be found right here in the North Pacific Ocean, from northern Mexico up to Alaska, and then across and over into Japan. So is there anyone here that's seen a Pacific white-sided dolphin just like this in the ocean before? Awesome, a couple of you have. Well, keep your eyes open for sites like that, because yes, you can find them right here in British Columbia. But just like a lot of animals in the oceans, Pacific white-sided dolphins face a lot of dangers. And both Helen and Hannah have some first-hand experience with a few of these threats. Charlotte, since you work so closely with them, could you tell us a bit more about the stories of survival?
I sure can, Aaliyah. Both of our dolphins are what we refer to as rescued and rehabilitated animals. They were both found entangled in fishing nets off the coast of Japan and brought to a rehabilitation facility where they were deemed non-releasable. Luckily, we've been able to provide them with a permanent home here at the Wild Coast. Working with me today is Helen. Helen has been here since 2005, and we've been able to build and maintain a very trusting relationship with her in order to provide her with the best possible care through training and regular checkups. Everything that we learn through Helen's healthcare is used to help researchers and veterinarians to gain a better understanding of these mysterious dolphins. In fact, every day that we spend with them reveals more information about their species as well as their individual personalities, which, believe it or not, are just as different as you and I. Isn't that right, girls? But most of all, Helen and Hannah remind us every day that nets can pose a very serious threat to dolphins all over the world.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. And together with researchers, we are hoping to better understand some of these threats so that we can figure out how to better protect them. But in order to do that, we first need to take a look at what we already know. So we know that they travel in groups. Now, sometimes these groups are the size of 2 or 3, sort of like we have right here at the Vancouver. But these groups are also known to be over 2,000 in number. Now, we also know that they travel together, sometimes at incredible speeds. In fact, we're catching a glimpse of those speeds. We can see this both above and below the water. In fact, they are capable of swimming about 35 kilometers an hour, or 22 miles per hour, which, by the way, is slightly faster than the speed limit through Stanley Park. Now, obviously, these speeds are really useful for dolphins because it helps them avoid their predators, right? But it also helps them catch their prey. So speaking of prey, folks, can you all shout out for me, what do Pacific white-sided dolphins eat? Salmon. Fish, absolutely. And I want you all to imagine for a moment what it must be like to be a Pacific white-sided dolphin hunting for food in the North Pacific Ocean. Now, our waters are teeming with life, and there are hundreds of different fish species out there. Now, we know that dolphins like these dedicate a huge amount of energy to swimming after and catching that fish.
Oh my goodness. No.
But exactly how much energy? Well, this is a question that we've been trying to answer through a research project that Helen and Hannah have been helping us out with for a while. We're trying to figure out how much energy it takes for a dolphin to simply be a dolphin. Usually when we think of dolphins, though, we tend to think of things that look like this, right? But in order to get an understanding of how they can actually do that, we first need to calculate something called their metabolic rate, which is essentially how fast their bodies take the calories from the food that they eat and then turn it into energy. In order to get an understanding of this, we're actually training our dolphins to do something a little bit strange. Do you guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. We are training them to stay still. Ta-da! Isn't that amazing? Can we give them a round of applause? And yes, it is truly such a highly energetic and acrobatic species. But we've designed a dome that floats on top of the water, and we can ask Helen and Hannah to station inside of it, just like we can see right here. While the dolphins are in the dome, we can calculate how much oxygen they're using, which then tells us how much energy they're using. Now, eventually, we'd like to get a better understanding of how much energy it takes for them to do things like this. Because that is going to give us a much clearer picture of exactly how much food they need to be eating every single day in order to survive in the oceans. And we are incredibly lucky to be able to work with both Helen and Hannah because they provide us with a unique opportunity to do research that's just not possible to do out in the oceans. And it's certainly no secret by now that Pacific white-sided dolphins are incredibly energetic, acrobatic, and playful, as we can see both above and below the water in those incredible aerial displays. In fact, some researchers are baffled by the sheer amount of energy that these dolphins spend just on playing. But they are a very social species, and they're often seen all over the North Pacific Ocean socializing in large groups, and even socializing with other kinds of animals too, like seals or sea lions, for example. Most recently, they were actually spotted in Howe Sound a few weeks ago, showcasing those incredible acrobatic and playful natures. So all of this leads researchers to believe that play is very important for them. But play is also very costly as well. Because the more that you leap and the more that you're doing, well, the more that you have to eat. And Pacific white-sided dolphins are not the only things in our oceans trying to get to some of that fish, are they? We do too. And sometimes we worry that we might be taking a little bit more than our fair share and not leaving enough fish in the oceans for dolphins and other animals that rely on it. But the effects of overfishing on Pacific white-sided dolphins, well, that is just another one of those mysteries that still remains to be uncovered. And like a lot of great mysteries out there, the more that we uncover, the more questions that we actually end up with. But the biggest question that we are dedicated to answering is how can we help these truly incredible animals? Because as we've seen through both Helen and Hannah, fishing nets are dangerous to dolphins all over the world. And they're not just dangerous to dolphins, they are dangerous to other animals too, like sharks and turtles and even birds. But these animals are not the targets of fishing nets, the fish are. And that's why we're trying to get a better understanding of them so that we can better protect them. But there is one thing that we can all do every single day in order to help them. Is there anybody here that likes to eat seafood? You're allowed to admit it, the dolphins eat seafood. Yeah? If you are a seafood eater like myself, I encourage you all to look for the Vancouver Aquarium's Ocean-Wise symbol. If you look around the habitat, you're going to see these green signs. Look for that symbol at your local restaurants and markets anywhere across Canada. And that is the Vancouver Aquarium's assurance to all of you that that is an ocean-friendly, dolphin-friendly seafood product. So make sure to check out for that symbol. If you have an iPhone, iPad, you can download an app for free as well to make it even easier to find delicious seafood, but still help dolphins just like Helen and Hannah here. And even though Pacific white-sided dolphins still remain shrouded in mystery, well, it is only with their help, of course. And with the help of our researchers, and believe it or not, with the help of every single one of you, that we can all work together to uncover those mysteries so that they can thrive off of our coasts in the years to come. So on behalf of myself, our trainers, and our dolphins, we'd love to thank you for joining us today, and we all hope you enjoy the rest of the day here at the Vancouver Aquarium. So once again, everyone, my name is Aaliyah. If you have questions, I would love to answer them. Please don't hesitate to come on over. I'll be located right here. So feel free to come on over and chat with me. If you're looking for another program, in about 20 minutes from now at 4 o'clock, we have a beluga show. So you guys can join me over at Canada's Arctic, where the beluga whales are, for our 4 o'clock beluga show. Thanks everyone. Enjoy your day.